What is up, gamers? I'm back. I've just climbed up a mountain. I've come back down. I'm eating healthy. My breath is fresh. I'm feeling good about the world. And I'm making a YouTube video. So this is a tournament battle that I played against Free My Man Telly, aka Gurpreet Patel, parentheses, sent you a friend request, aka Silver Lucario 42, aka SL42, aka Cityscapes. This is for round 1 of the 7th Other Metagames Premier League. I'm playing for the Bedroom Blissies in this one. So I'll go over my team real quick. So I noticed from snooping out on his replays that he likes to run kind of whack setup checks. Like, he'll typically rely on just a prankster and maybe like Scarf Imposter or whatever. And so I wanted to try and cheese him with setup sweepers that do really well against prankster specifically. So I brought Poison Heal Garchomp with Shell Smash and Spikes. It sets really sweet against like the kind of bulkier teams he likes to bring, because it gets up Spikes really effectively. And it's particularly good at baiting in Prankster to spike on it, because you smash and they go to Prankster, and then you spike as they haze, and it's do all that good shit. I also brought a Life Orb Triage Ray, because Pokemon's just busted and it beats a lot of Pranksters, because +3 priority Oblivion Wing it's definitely a thing that you can do. And I have Prankster Giratina with Glare and U-Turn. This was like Poison Fang Stealth Rock for a while, but I realized he likes to bring Magic Bounce Steals way too much for that to be a good choice. Although I think it would have been good this game. That's whatever. I have... what's the Celesteela? It's Magic Bounce Celesteela to Imposter Proof my Garchomp. Shedinja to Imposter Proof the Ray, and also because Shedinja is just a messed up Pokemon and Imposter. So looking at the matchup, immediately I assume the Chansey is Fur Coat. His team's way too weak to like Diancie and a lot of Mega Ray sets for it to not be Fur Coat, which is good because it makes Ray a lot better. Ray, like, he has no flying resist. That's something I noticed almost immediately. Ray checks his Mewtwo. It often is able to set up on a lot of variants of Sableye, Zygarde, Kyogre, which it was in this game. And it kills Mewtwo at +3. So I knew that Ray would be very strong in this game. I wasn't sure on his sets though. I thought there was maybe a chance that the Zygarde was soundproof, but I knew either that or Sableye was likely to be Prankster. So against this team, I didn't have any sort of obvious leads. Psylocke with Imposter, you know, the usual shit. If you don't know what to lead, just click that pink button. So I lead Imposter into his Kyogre. The Kyogre is Poison Heal with Scold. Bring this down. Scold, Thousand Waves, Spectral Thief, Spiky Shield. So my Ray has Giga Drain, so I knew that would be able to beat Kyogre one-on-one. I can just spam Giga Drain. Like, I never have to Tail Glow and risk letting him Spectral Thief me, because Giga Drain does like 45 and he can't recover that back. I figured he'd just Spiky Shield here, I thought he'd just make the safe play and Spiky Shield, so I go into Garchomp to activate my Toxic Orb, and I got that right. But I think that was a bit risky, because on his end, I think he shouldn't have Spiky Shielded, because I shouldn't have ever stayed in. Like, me staying in and risking getting Thousand Wave turn 1 would be a... Like that'd be some wild shit, and I think he should have predicted me to switch out there and maybe gone for Scold, but it's fine. So I get my Orb up. I kind of just want to learn a bit more about his team. I figure he's switching into Zygarde, so I just go for a Spike here. I didn't think it'd be Magic Bounce. I didn't think Magic Bounce Zygarde made much sense on this team. So I get up a Spike. I wanted to get out of here because there are a lot of Zygarde sets that my Garchomp loses to. The floor of this set is that Dragon Hammer is not a very good move, and it just doesn't hit very hard against Pokemon like Zygarde and Giratina. It doesn't threaten them much without setting up first, and it can get hit pretty hard by Core Enforcer. I didn't want to catch a Core Enforcer, so I go into Giratina just as a safe option to scout, as he switches into Mewtwo to activate into Mewtwo X to activate his Toxic Orb. And Poison Heal Mewtwo I knew was maybe a problem because my Giratina can't actually hurt it. It's Shore Up, Haze, Glare, U-turn. Like, all I can do is just U-turn into Ray to threaten it out with O-Wing. And I don't really have another great switch into it. So I knew this was maybe going to be a problem, and I need to play careful around it with pressuring it with Ray. And I'd want to like scout the set to know how safe like Chomp and Celesteela are against it, and how safe I am even to just hard switch Ray into it. So I was trying here to like figuring he might try to put hazards up or knock me off or something. I wanted to U-turn. I wanted to get like a slow U-turn into Imposter to figure out the set. But he switches out, fearing probably a Core Enforcer. Goes into Sableye. I take Rocky Helmet. I figure, like, from looking at his teams, I didn't think he'd be Rocky Helmet Prankster. So I thought this was more likely like Magic Bounce. Probably Imposter Proofing one of the Mewtwo's, or maybe both even. So I get Ray in because it scares out Sableye. And so here I click Tail Glow. I think that might have been a mistake. I think his switch to Chansey was kinda obvious. Because going to Ray, I was threatening like Specs Boomburst, or like Dragon Ascent, or like something in that sort of vein, and I think that safe switch to Chansey was always his play. I'm running Earth Power over Secret Sword as my coverage for steals, so my best option against Chansey is hitting it for like 40 with +3 O-Wing. I figured that was not a winning play. These typically run some way to hurt Ray, and I wanted to scout it out before trying to beat it one-on-one. So I just get Giratina in here as he goes for Spectral Thief. Which means that this is like Spectral Thief indicates to me that he's sort of leaning on this really hard to deal with Ray, which made me think that the Zygarde probably can't deal with it, and the Mewtwo is probably not like dazzling or anything in the Mewtwo Y. So here I sort of go for the high upside play, like his. I think he should have. I go for Glare here, because I'm thinking if I paralyze the Chansey, I can just cheese through it later in the game with Ray. And, like, at this point I was thinking that, like, this Chansey is sort of my only real obstacle to just sweeping with Ray, and that if I paralyze it, that makes it a lot easier to wear down, makes it, it sort of gives me the potential to cheese through it later in the game. In hindsight, it might have been risky, because if he'd gone into Sableye on this, it would have been bad. I didn't know he had U-turn, which is what he goes for. He just tries to slow U-turn out as I glare him. But in hindsight, that glare might have been a bit risky. It might have been better to try and condition him into staying in and U-turning with Chansey before going for that. So Mewtwo comes in. He goes for Tail Glow, which is pretty wild. I've seen this set before. It is specifically designed to like lure in. It runs like, I think he runs Focus Blast on it. The set's like Tail Glow, Photon Geyser, Focus Blast, filler. Yeah, it's just meant to like lure in Pokemon like Giratina and Xerneas and Mega Ordino that Poison Heal Mewtwo X tends to sort of bait in. But I U-turn out of there. I get Ray in. And here, this next turn's interesting. I want to talk about it a bit. I go for Oblivion Wing. It kills him. He stays in. And that was a really pivotal turn because, as we'll find out later, his Mewtwo Y can't actually touch Shedinja, so nothing on his team is actually like offensively threatening to me in any way, and that makes it possible for me to just, like, you know, spoilers, I guess. It makes it possible for me to just get Ray in over and over again, and eventually just fish for the win by just, you know, going for full powers on Chansey over and over again. And this Mewtwo was sort of the only Pokemon on his team that could have really threatened me, because my Giratina just couldn't do anything to it except sit there. And, like, I don't know exactly what his moveset was, if he had a way to punish me for that, but, like, it could have been, like, this could have been a real threat. And initially I was sort of confused as to why he stayed in. I think there's a few possibilities. Either he thought I'd just over-predict and, like, try to double on the Chansey or something, which would have been a very, like, high upside play for me if I'd made it. So he was possibly trying to play around that. The other possibility is that he just didn't think I was Life Orb, because if I'm not Life Orb, Mewtwo lives, and it can kill me in return. And the last time we met in OMPL, in the finals of last year's OMPL, I nearly lost due to overestimating how strong Triage Ray was. Like, I tried to revenge kill his Mewtwo Y with like Oblivion Wing, and it lived. Because this is, like, kind of like the downside of Ray is it's not that strong before it boosts, especially if you don't have Life Orb. So he might have been sort of thinking of that. I don't know. Anyway, so I take out the Mewtwo, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself. He goes into Mewtwo Y here. I'm not trying to fuck around with it, so I go to Imposter to scout. He reveals he's a kind of unconventional Sheer Force set. He's got Psychic, Moonblast, Bolt Strike, and if I'm remembering rightly, it's Shadow Ball in the last slot. I'm not sure exactly what Shadow Ball's for. But this set, like, can't do anything to me. It loses to Imposter, it loses to Shedinja. It doesn't one-hit KO Garchomp, I don't think. So I'm not too worried about this one. I figure his imposter proof to it is just Chansey. So I just sort of go for an attack to bait that in, make it take... Like I don't try to double on him or anything. I just let Chansey come in so that he just takes spikes damage and is forced to heal, and I can get Chomp in to put up a spike or whatever. He goes into Kyogre, which is a strange play. I actually don't understand what he was going for with this. I clicked Moonblast not really thinking about it. I just wanted to click an attack. If I had been thinking about it, I very well might have gone for Bolt Strike, because it hits Mewtwo and Chansey harder than anything else, I think. So I don't really understand this one. He switches out again as I just click Bolt Strike into Sableye. Like, my assumption is that he wasn't trying to risk getting full powered with Chansey. I don't know exactly how much, like, Psychic and Bolt Strike do to Chansey, but I don't think it's enough that, like, a single full power would take him out of it. I don't know. Anyway, he goes into this and just takes a lot. And now he goes into Chansey on Moonblast. I guess he was just trying to get it in on a weaker move instead of trying to have it come in on Bolt Strike. So I get Garchomp in. So he doubles out into Mewtwo. I guess he's trying to get something started with it. I don't know. But it just doesn't beat Shedinja, so I just go into this for free on the Moonblast. And what do we... Yeah, I just U-turn. Because it's safe, it's free. I don't have to think about it. Although, if I had been thinking about it, I might have gone for Endeavor. Because he doesn't... Like, his Sableye at 14 is not an Endeavor switch in, because it takes Spikes, so it goes to 2, and then it's most likely slower than Shedinja, so I could have just Endeavored and then U-turned and killed it. And then I would have, like, he might as well just forfeited on the spot at that point, if I'd killed the Sableye. But I went for U-turn, just because, you know, you get Shedinja in on something that can't touch it, and I just can't help myself. I just press the button. So I go into this to scout it, and his set is, it's Shore Up, Haze, Strength Sap 1000 waves, so it literally cannot touch Ray. It cannot touch Shedinja. It's dead useless. I do not care about this set. Like as soon as I saw it, I knew like okay, like I have straight up have 3 Pokemon this cannot deal damage to, like, and it was starting to feel pretty hard to lose at this point. Because I knew like Chomp could get up spikes pretty much for free on a few different Pokemon. Ray, like, he didn't have like his only real answer to Ray was the Chansey at like half and it's paralyzed. So I'm feeling pretty good. I get out of here because I'm not trying to get trapped. I just go into Ray to sort of get something started because he can't hurt me, and it's like he can't switch for anything that really punishes me for it. I go for Giga Drain here. I don't want to Tail Glow on the Spectral Thief, which is what he goes for. And Giga Drain just presses him. I figured he was going to Spiky Shield here, but I didn't try to predict around it because I just didn't think it was worth it. I didn't think I was gaining much from making that play. And I just Giga Drain again here. Like I don't have to risk anything. I'm able to play safe. I set up on the soft boiled. If I'd got the full power there, I think I probably just won. I think I probably won on the spot if I'd full powered on this soft one. So that's why I went for the Tail Glow. But after he healed up, I didn't want to I didn't want to get Spectral because I think I did lose 1-on-1. I didn't know his last move yet, but I figured it was something to let him beat Ray 1-on-1. So I got out of there, went into this. Wanted to get something started, so I go for Shell Smash. See, Ice Beams me, which was pretty wild. Like, I understand this. It's like, it is tech against specifically Triage Ray, and I guess just Ray in general. I don't know how much it does. It can't be much, but I do understand this tech, and it does actually force me out here. I didn't want to catch another Ice Beam. I didn't want to get Spectral Thieved. But I did also reveal that this cannot hurt Shedinja. That Shedinja just comes in free. So now I know he has like 1, maybe 2 Pokemon that can even deal damage to Shedinja. So it's looking pretty good. Now here is the only time in the game where I think I like really misplayed. I go for Rocks. And Sableye bounces them. Now, I should have either gone for U-turn or Endeavor. I believe I was faster than the Chansey. So alright, my thinking with this play is that if I got Rocks up, Sableye dies, Garchomp can just click Spikes for free on like these Pokemon, and I can just get up all 3 layers, and then it's, I don't have to think about the rest of the game. I can just go to Ray and just press whatever button I want, and I win. So I was thinking too much about the upside, about the potential upside of getting Rocks up. And I also thought there was a chance he'd go to Kyogre on that turn, which was still a potentially threatening Pokemon. Like, it could Skull Burn Ray, it could beat Shedinja. Like, Giratina doesn't hurt it. Scald is threatening to Garchomp. Like, this was like I was still thinking that the Kyogre might be a problem later in the game. I'm kind of rambling a bit, sorry. What I should have done, I should have gone for Endeavor, because again, the Sableye is slower than me. I could have just killed it with U-turn. And if he'd gone to anything else, I got to Endeavor it. Even Kyogre, which I think lives E-Speed after 2 rounds of Poison Heal, like I still just get to go to Ray on that, and it's at like 25 or whatever. So it's not bad. Like, there's no way that Endeavor can go wrong, and a lot of ways that it can go very, very right. But I Rocks, which is just a dumb play. Now, again, I could have U-turned. I could have killed this. But what I was worried about is that if I killed this with U-turn, then he could have gone to Mewtwo, and like if he'd been able to keep those Rocks up, and he kept up pressure with like Mewtwo and Kyogre and stop me from defogging, my defog is Celesteela, I think he maybe could have got something going, because without Shedinja with Rocks up, I think I would have had trouble taking on the Mewtwo in a long game. So I decided that it was better for me to let this heal and just go to this and defog. I didn't want to risk potentially losing to Mewtwo in a long game like that. But that does unfortunately let Sableye heal all the way back up, which is a bit annoying, but fine ultimately. So I go into Imposter just to scout this, to see what's going on. Now the set is Recover, U-Turn, Defog, Entrainment. I knew about Defog because I knew that none of these had Defog, so I assumed it was Sableye. But knowing that Entrainment is his only way to deal with Shedinja was also very good to know, because it meant that Shedinja could U-turn on this potentially later in the game. Goes into Kyogre. I don't... Yeah, I kind of just... yeah, I just recover with Imposter here, though I don't think this matters all that much. I just recover, then I go for the slow U-turn, I think. No, he's spiky shields. I'm misremembering this part of the game. I entrainment just to try and force this out. Use these spiky shields to recover. And I think I just U-turn here. Yeah. And I take some helmet damage, and I think I'm like not any healthier than I was before bringing Imposter in, but it's whatever. And I go to Ray. I realize that this also can't stop Ray from setting up tail glows, so I just do that. He slow U-turns. Gets Chansey in. I fish for paralysis. You can see that's... You know, it does so much to this. I don't get it that turn. It goes for Spectral, but I can just go to Shedinja, and I U-turn. And I get Ray in again, and I go for whatever. Like, the game's over at this point. I scout this for... I don't actually know why I went to Chansey. This was a bad play. But it doesn't matter, because... Like, we just sort of fuck around a bit. And I get Ray in. And I Giga Drain the Kyogre because I don't want to get Spectraled. And we can sort of just skip through this. I force this out. Goes into this. I Tail Glow. I think this is the time where I get it. But, like... We could have gone on like this for a lot longer, I think, and eventually I would have gotten the paralyses on Chansey and gotten through it. And if I'd wanted to, I could have gotten Chomp in and put spikes up, because he couldn't actually stop me from doing that. Sableye, like, does not take Garchomp on, especially not Smash Chomp. And so, like, I got a couple full powers here, but it's not really hacks, because I could have tried this over and over and over again. I could have got up spikes to make it easier, and eventually I would have got it, and at that point he just like everything just dies to it at this point. So I get that. This comes in, I crit it. It didn't matter because he couldn't actually hurt me. I can just keep setting up on this. Like without a crit, I think it does like max 70, and if it hazed, I would have just set up again as he did like shore up or switched or whatever. And, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I beat him... Like, I beat this eventually anyway, even without the crit. So I don't think that crit matters in the long run. Whoops. It's far. Go here. Yep. Kill this. Kill this. And then, after the crit, he forfeits. That's the game. Says, good job bringing aids. Good job not bringing a flying resist. You fucking nerd. Anyway, he gets a little bit salty about this, and I said some mean things, and I'm sorry about that. I think that was uncharacteristic for me. I shouldn't have done that. But whatever, I won. I got the W. That's it. That's how it be. I think I kind of rambled on a bit in this video. I think I'm trying to get better at articulating myself. Maybe I gotta I don't know, maybe I gotta write notes for myself so I know what to say, so I'm sort of not ad-libbing as much, because I don't think I'm great at it. But I do like making YouTube videos, and I'm gonna make videos for my other games in this tournament. I had another game a couple days ago which I lost. Spoilers. I'll upload that, I guess, soon. I might do some laddering. The BH ladder tournament has started. I might do some laddering for that. I haven't actually started laddering for that at all. I don't think it'd be too hard. pH ladder is pretty free. Anyway, yeah, more videos on the way, hopefully. Thank you for watching, if you have suffered through this. Fuck. Ray's busted. Thank you for watching.